All right, here we are again, Surfing Life with Malcolm. Can't even say my own name. Oh boy. Anybody for tennis? Yeah, you guys laugh about my shirts. I thought I'd be toned down. I was just on the phone with a friend of mine. I give him the nickname Powerhouse. Wouldn't you love to have a name like that? Powerhouse. Anyway, he lives in Saskatchewan. How many people have been to Saskatchewan, Canada? It's flat, man. You know how flat it is in Saskatchewan? It's so flat you can watch your dog run away for 3 days. Anyway, Wayne up there just gave me an inspiration I want to talk to you about. He told me a story of a young boy. You know, I might as well tell this story. I won't say his name. And he just came on board. And he's from the other side of Canada, from out on one of the eastern provinces in Nova Scotia. Doesn't know anybody. Moved to Saskatchewan looking for work. Had a terrible upbringing. And he was working with a company cooking. But because things are tough and the oil industry's dropped dead, you know, the world's in a bad situation, folks. People are in bad situations. Families are in bad situations, which makes it great for marketing. However, he was in a bad situation. And it was to the point, you know, that he had no money, he was kicked out there, they had to lay him off, then there was no residence for him to live in where he worked, so he's out in the street. And Wayne, Powerhouse, is out at the lake, you know, because he makes good money in network marketing, and he's a big farmer. And he gets a call, and this young fella is 3 days and hasn't eaten food. Not a good story. But then he came on last night, and he's got in with his ears back, folks, and he wants to win. And it really inspired me to think about how we should be recruiting people, you know, and it's called pre-framing, and this is a lesson. You know, you can get out there and you're so excited about what you got, and you say, oh, Billy Joe, you know, you got to listen to me, and I got this, and blah, 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 and their brains going, stop, sales, alert, alert. That's what their subconscious is doing. So we're going to do a whiteboard lesson here, and it's about all sales is really identifying a problem and then giving them the solution. But you know the key way to identify the problem? It's to get them to play the movie of their life, right? And so people love to talk about themselves. You know how it works. It's, you know, hey Bob, how you doing today? Oh, I'm fine, but, right? I'm fine, but. Mary, how are you today, Mary? Well, as you say here in Thailand, Sawadee Kap, Sabadi Mai Kap, right? How are you? And they say, I'm fine, but, over here. And what's the but? Oh, I'm fine, but you wouldn't believe what the boss is making me do today. Or I'm fine, but you wouldn't believe what happened with the missus last night. Or I'm fine, but and were you stuck in that traffic, you know? Or I'm fine, but, and they go on. Now, if you just prompt that and you just drop the right questions in, they're going to tell you what's wrong with their life. And you have to have empathy. You have to listen. You know the old adage that you know, everybody's always taught us, from Jim Rohn to Zig Ziglar to Anthony Robbins to anybody you could think of. Nobody cares how much you know until they know how much you care. So I'm going to give you a key to go out and figure out, I'm sorry, I keep looking at me and not at the camera. I'll give you a key to figure out how that you can go out and get these people to play the movie of their life. You're not selling them anything. You're going to solve their problem. And when you solve their problem, well, they're going to want to join you. They're going to want to be part of this. So let me move my mouse. You know, here it is over here, because it's usually on my desk. You see, I'm so organized. And I'm going to get the old whiteboard out. Oh no, here he comes again with that whiteboard. Now let's stick it up here this time. And I'm going to, you know what I got to do? Got to put my glasses on. Got to see what's going on. And we'll even use technology. Watch this, folks. Boom. Oh, wow, look at that. Holy cow! Mel, he knows how to run technology. Let's move that over. So, let's get a pen. And it's like a circle. Life's like a cycle. And most people's life cycles at the moment aren't good. So, you know, you're going to meet the guy. And when that's not very good, that green one, is it? Right? Hey, let's use black. You're going to meet the guy. Here he is. And what's going to happen is you're going to start asking them questions, right? This is our circle. You're going to ask them questions. Can we see that there? Let's move this even closer yet. Oh, that's very close, isn't it? Oh, God can do it here. Okay. We're going to ask them questions, right? And the questions are going to be leading. And you know, it's the old form, F. Right? Let's just F. F. And F is for family. Now, I don't care if you don't know them or you know them, you still ask them about the family. Hey, how's the family going? You know, you got kids, teenage kids? Holy cow, you got teenage kids. They must be eating you out of house and home. And he's going, what are they going to say? You wouldn't believe it. Blah, 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 blah. Oh, you got a teenage daughter. I bet your missus is nagging at you to build a second bathroom. Or you really want a second bathroom because you and your sons can't get in there because you... Stop moving this around. Look at that. It goes out of focus. Stop moving around. You got, you know, because you've got a teenage daughter. Ask them about the kids in school. Do they play sports? And they goes, yeah, my boys are playing football. I'm just thinking of Andrew out there in Peterborough. Yeah, my 2 boys are playing football. Well, that must be costing a fortune and time off work and having to go to their games. And, you know, what's he going to say? It's just about prompting and asking. It's about having a conversation. It's about having fun. Take your guard down and let them take their, you know, I've got to duck down so you can see my face. And I went for a surf today. See what happens here? I'm in the tropics, man. 1 hour in the sun and I turn black. My mother must have Aboriginal in her. I can say that because she's been dead for a long time. Oh, Mal, what are you doing? Anyway, family. Ask them about it. And you know what they're going to do? They're going to, here we go. I don't know if I can do this. This is my movie camera, right? They're going to start playing. That's not very good. That's the reels. That's the reels up here, and here's the projector, and out it goes the screen. They're going to start playing the movie of their life to you, right? And it's just about listening to them. And then you're going to ask. We're still here in the circle, right? There's a circle that comes around to here, and it keeps going around to here, and we're going to solve it for them. So you're going to ask them about their family, and it's a form. You're filling in a form. Occupation. I might change this to the green, to the red pen, right? Let's do that. Occupation. Ask them about their occupation. What do you do for a living? Or you know what they do for a living, right? It brings to mind another young fella that was on the call, the same recruiting call, you know. Powerhouse. Why do we call him Powerhouse? Because he lines up 2 and 3 and 4 for me. We do 1 3-way with 4 guys tag teamed on calls. Occupation. And I talked to the fellow. What are you doing for occupation? He's a mechanic. But you know, because being a mechanic in the oil patch, and because you know what's going on with the price of oil down $29 a barrel, there's no expiration. So then there's no work for him to be fixing all those oil trucks, running all the oil business. He's down to 2 days a week. And at half an hourly rate. It's not good. What do you do for an occupation? So that is, what is your job? And you ask them, what do you like? What do you like about your job? What do you like about your job, right? Or we've now asked them, what do they, you know how that conversation goes. What do you like about your job? Now that's the conversation. Silence. What do you dislike about it? What would you do to change your job? What would you do to make your job better? And step back. Because what's going to happen when you step back? He's going to start dumping all over you and tell you what a jerk his boss is and how much time he's going to spend and how they cut his wages and agree with him and go on and agree and go on and agree and go on. Just edge him on. Let him tell you how much his life stinks. F. O. R. Now we're up to R. And this could be anything, folks. It's just a conversation. I'm going to make this a conversation also. You might be talking to network marketers, and we're going to do this in this part. I thought this would be a 3-minute clip. As per usual, probably turn into 17 minutes. What do you do for recreation? Half capitals and half small letters, because I had a cup of tea. Recreation. What do you do? What do you like to do? What do you know? I mentioned to another fellow. He said, I like fishing. Holy cow! You know, how often do you get to go fishing? You know the answer. Never, because I'm always working. I don't have enough time and I don't have enough money, right? But still build on it. Don't just stop there, build on it. You know, when we talked to this guy, this is a hilarious conversation. So I'm chatting to him about recreation, and I'm saying to him, so you like fishing, eh? And you go and stay in the tent. And he's telling me about his missus. This is a whole nother conversation, right? Different guy. Yeah, my missus hates being in the tent, hates the mosquitoes and that. I don't mind it. I said, well, wouldn't it be great if you didn't have a tent, right? Wouldn't it be great if you had a trailer? How about a fifth wheel? And he's going, well, I got a sedan car. That won't work. Well, imagine if you had a pickup truck. Imagine if you had a four-wheel drive, four-door, lariat, leather guts, pickup truck, and he's starting to dream. And he's going, yeah, in my dreams, you know, and then you keep talking to him, and you get him sharing it. And you go, what, could you imagine pulling up in a motorhome? And you know, by the time you finish this conversation, I'm just going to draw a picture here. You know what you built? You built a 45-foot motorhome with 4 slide-outs and a 550-horse Caterpillar diesel. You just get him dreaming, get him talking about where he wants to be. And how do you do that? You do it this way. One really big thing. Questions. Question, question, question. Don't you do the talking, just ask the questions. So we're up to F, O, R, now M. And you know, people talk about M is money, M is motivation. You know what M is? It's a message. And it's a message really loud and clear. And so here he is, you're asking the questions, and he's playing the movie of his life. We're moving around the circle. And you're going to get to hear. And the message you're going to give him is you're going to repeat it back to him, right? You are just going to say to this man or this woman, tactfully, you know, hey, Joe, you know, you're just sharing with me, you know, they got the kids and it's really hard for you to make ends meet, and you want them to do the renovation on the house, and you know, Joe, a happy wife's a happy life, and you know, all those things. And it'd be great if you had extra money and you weren't away working so much and you didn't have to spend so much time on the weekend that you couldn't be with your kids. You know, he's sharing all these things. And you're saying it back to him nicely. And it'd be great if you could afford to have your kids go on those soccer trips or the baseball trips down to the States for the state championship. But you can't go with him, or he couldn't even go. And you know, when the kids talk about a holiday, you know what when I grew up, you know, my idea of a holiday, well, it wasn't my idea, my father's idea of a holiday. We used to have a holiday every Christmas holidays. We pitched a tent in the backyard and we pretended. I'm not joking. My dad would pitch a tent in the backyard and we pretended for 6 weeks. We were on holidays. Now, you know, you talk to that person about that. You talk to them about these things. You start playing that movie back to them. You play it back to them. That's the message you're going to give them, right? And they're listening, and you're doing it tactfully, and you're having fun with it. And they're thinking, golly, man, my life stinks. And you ask them right here, this one huge question, one really big question. What? Get out your pen and paper, get your pen and paper, get it out and write this down. This is the most powerful thing you can ask people. What are you going to do about that? What are you going, whoop, that's a 2, do about that? And you ask it about like I did. So, Joe, what are you going to do about that? And that's exactly right. You stay quiet, right? That's the oldest sales trick in the book. You stay quiet. You don't say anything. Don't talk. And as he stays really quiet, just stay quieter. He's going to answer. You know what he's going to say? I don't know. Because if he knew, he'd be doing something. So now you are going to get his subconscious mind to open up and give you, I hope my thing just didn't go offline, you're going to get his subconscious mind to open up and give you permission. You ask him what he's going to do about it and he doesn't know. So now you just fast forward. It's like go straight to go, collect $200. You are going to give him the solution. You are going to give him the solution. Now the solution is not oh, I got an e-commerce platform and you're going to make $550,000 a year and it's going to be absolutely incredible, because he hasn't got a clue what you're talking about, right? So now I'm just going to put this down here for 1 second. We're going to clean it, and I'm going to chat to you while I clean that. Where's my Windex? Now, I'm going to chat to you about, and let's move this back, you know, and this is, we're just a team here, right? That's how it works. We're just a team. And I'm going to chat to you about how you do that solution, right? Now, the solution I've been using a lot with myself, look at that. I need a secretary. The solution I've been using a lot with myself is, you know, you could be someone that's never been in network marketing. So the solution would be for you is, wow, see that? Got my glasses on my arm. The solution that you would use if you've never been in network marketing is, hey, I made a fix for my family. I'm going to get that board back up because I just thought of something that you need to understand. You need to understand this one sentence. The solution is, I know how you feel. I know how you feel. Let's make this closer. I'll stick it in my mouth. Whoa, Valley. You know, some people say to me, Mal, why do you do this? All the money in the world. Why don't you get an office? I don't know. I've been retired for so long. Come on. But, you know, I love helping people. So I'm just doing this as quick as I can. I know how you feel. I know how you feel. Things aren't good. Seems like there's no light at the end of the tunnel. There's a really problem. You know, this was a little bit your story. You know what you're doing here? You're telling your story. Y-O-U-R. Your story. And you know, your story has got to come from this thing. From that. From your heart. You be honest. You tell them a story. You say, yeah, I know how you feel. It's terrible. Don't, you know, belittle them. I was stuck too. Yeah, you guys going, oh, come on, Mal, you made 21 million, turned into 33 million. Well, if you really knew my story, you'd understand that. But I haven't got time to tell it you here. I'll give you one hint. It wasn't that long ago I got pinched for stealing eggs. Not out of a store, sneaking over across a field and taking eggs from out under chickens because I was so dang hungry. Just before I had my kids and that. But after I'd made a lot of money, I was so dang hungry because I suffered the big loss, financial loss. So I know how you feel. I felt the same way. I felt the same way. But this is what I found. Unless I made a decision, to make a change and I attached action to that decision, I was going to stay in this same rut. So I came across a company. Now here's a real key for us. I came across a company. Now you're a network marketer and you're talking to other network marketers, and we're in a situation today where things aren't that crash hot in the world. And you know what it means by when things aren't that crash hot? I'm leaving this up so you can be writing this down. I hope you're taking notes. And it's not that crash hot that most network marketers aren't doing so good, you know? I have such a saying. People call me all the time and they're always going, Mal, you got to do this, you got to do that. I go, come on. Don't bull, S-H-I-T, a bull, S-H-I-T-T-E-R, right? And you know, some gals here on this would get offended. Don't bull a buller, right? So you talk to them, and then you're going to talk to them about what we have here. Well, you know, the industry is based on that you make money solely from one effort, the effort of recruiting. And they're going to say, yes, and I was never good at recruiting. Or they're going to think that without saying it. And you say, look, I know how you feel about that. I felt the same way. Now, I didn't feel the same way. I'm a recruiting maniac. But I did feel the same way. Because I could not stand on stage anymore. 2010, I had to walk away from this industry. Because it bothered me in here that I knew that 85% of the people in those audiences of 800, 2,000, 3,000, or in Bogota, 22,000 people in a soccer stadium. Yes, folks, I used to do meetings that big, you know. And it used to bother me because I knew 85% of them were not going to make it. Why? because they were going to enroll 2.2 people. That's the average in the industry, 2.2 people. How the heck were they going to get ahead? They were going to be spending $150, $200 on product and getting a $70 check and think they were winning. That's not right. That's not right. So I've been on a mission since 2010 to find a company that actually had some heart in it, a company that actually had a product that would win. Not some rev share, not some stupid cryptocurrency thing. I mean real business. And what did our company come up with? I'm going to put it right here in this box. The biggest industry in the world, $11 trillion. Our company, this whole training's going in another direction here, but I just love flowing. I'm in the zone, folks. $11 trillion, the e-commerce business. And yes, the videos right at the moment might be a little hard to understand, but if you stick with us and be with us, it's worked. It worked for 2 years, $2.4 billion in sales, $380 million in those guys' jeans. Jimmy Chow, never done a thing like this before in his life. $1.6 million this year. Will that change your life? Sean Agnew, my buddy out there in Toronto, 303 grand. And he's a regular fellow like you. There's so many stories about it. So, you share this. I know how you feel. I felt the same way, but this is what I found. I know how you feel. The people don't like to be marketing. The people don't like to be having solely to recruit, to make money. So, I was looking for a business where you could earn an income from the product itself. And I don't mean some garbage, I mean a real product. And Atesh, with an IQ of 186 and has gone and done so much on the internet after his career of being a, whatever nanotechnologist, physicist, come what may. He figured out one thing. The best industry to have a product in is $11 trillion industry, and it's called e-commerce. And there's just such a market out there, folks, and we haven't even scratched the surface. And he's put together the most incredible software where you can go out and earn income from e-commerce. You see, you're sharing this with them. And it's worked. It's not about did it work for you. It's worked for 2 years. And now they've made it real. So you know what I found? I decided to take action, and I decided to begin winning. You tell them that. I decided to begin winning. And I'm going to win at this, and I'm going to take the time to learn my e-commerce. And I'm going to take the time to become a very proficient person with e-commerce. Let's go back down here. A very proficient person with e-commerce. And I'm going to have all the things, I got all the windows in that closed so I don't have any annoyances, right? I'm in a third world country, and I'm going to win. But you say, Mel, I don't have time for that. I need money now. Remember? They just played the movie of their life. And that's where this comes in. Well, you know how I feel. I know how you feel. I felt the same way. And I'm doing what I got to do. And I mean it, folks. I'm in a pickle. Yeah, I made a fortune, but I'm in a pickle. And I got a couple little kiddies, and we just found out, okay, you all gotta know this, we just found out 2 days ago that we're pregnant again. Not me. Might look like it, but I just had a nice big Aussie meat pie. Aussie meat pie for dinner. I was missing home. But we're gonna have a kid. Another little baby. And we have 2, and we just adopted a young boy, and we're making a big move. With the income we just earned here in this last 8, 11, 10, 12, 13 days, or however long been going now, we're making a big move, and we're going to pick up the whole family, and we just put some money down on a property in the Philippines, and we're moving there. Because my wife's from the Philippines. So I got a really big why. And I know how big my why is, because I've had some health challenges for 15, 20 years, and I'm having some again. And I don't need to share that, but I know I'm not going to be around for forever. That doesn't mean I'm not going to be around to help you. But my little kiddies are little and I'm 60. So I have a dream. And I did it once before here. You know what that dream was? If you're in my last company, I built this absolutely phenomenal resort. But it was a private home. But it was a resort. I'm not joking. You wouldn't believe this thing. And we had all the toys, you know, and I had a 45-foot go-fast Scarab, you know, 1,860 horsepower, 102 knot boat. And we had Harley Davidsons, 28 of them, so anyone that came over could ride Harleys all over the place. And we had a sailing boat. I just got to build a 30-foot racing cat, you know, and we had all sorts of stuff. And it was great. And I want to do that again. But I want to do it where it's not all those toys, it's a resort. Here's my way. I want to build a little fantastic boutique resort. I want you to start dreaming about what you want. I'm getting real here now, folks. And it's going to be at the bottom of Palawan with some property that we got there. And it'll be just enough to have, say, 5 or 6 or 7 small individual villas. Because I used to be a builder. So when I'm gone, there'll be money from this business coming in. And there'll be a really nice little resort with these villas. And there'll be a nice little restaurant on the beach. And there'll probably be a, well, not a nightclub, but, you know, where you can have coffee in the morning and some beer and watch the sunset with a couple of Mai Tais or whatever they drink in the Philippines. I don't know. I don't drink hardly any alcohol since I've been ill for the last handful of years. It's just not, doesn't do me well. But, you know, that's what they can run. And my kids can grow up, and I know they'll love it. Because what do you do when you own a resort? You love and help people having fun. And that's what this business is about. Helping people to have fun. Solving their problem. So did you remember what we talked about? I'm going to give you a recap. It's all about not selling. It's about asking enough questions, right? And when you ask the questions, people, you know, I'm getting really old when your eyebrows get in the way and they grow down. When people figure out that you really care. And you know how they know you care? By you asking them their questions. And you ask those questions, and you get them to start playing the movie of their life. And people love, they love to talk about how bad their life is. I'm not kidding you, they do. And all you got to do is prompt them and smile and agree. And prompt them and smile and agree. And do it nice from here. And don't jump in and go, oh yeah, but in my life, and do the one-upmanship. That's not right. Let them tell you how miserable it is. And then ask them, remember the circle. F-O-R-M, you're at 2 o'clock. And now we get down to 6 o'clock. What are you going to do about it? What are you going to do about it? Be forceful. Things are tough today, you know. People are asking you to lead for them. They're asking you to step up and help them. All this political correctness, come on folks, help people. What are you going to do about it? And they're going to not know. Because if they did, they'd be doing something. And when they say, I don't know, then you can tell them you have a solution. And this is what I did for me. And you stay what I just stated. And it's powerful. I decided to make a decision because nothing was going to change unless I made a change. And I looked and I went to look for an opportunity that was not solely based on recruiting. You see, now you're going to get on their side. You're going to solve the problem, but you're going to overcome the objection that they have to marketing. And it was not solely based on recruiting. You make a great income. And the income comes from the product itself. And a real product. And the product happens to be in e-commerce. And it doesn't matter, Mary Jo or Bob or Harry, that you've never done e-commerce. It's a learning curve. But you're going to learn. And you know what? You can get out of this pickle by making incredible money along the way, bringing people in. And they're going to want to learn because they're going to want to know the product. And you solve their problem. Now there's no sales in that. You know what that really is, if you ask me? Here, it's love. It's caring for people. Honestly, folks, if you really, really care, you'll be surprised how far you go ahead. So, I'm going to wrap this up. You take this notes. You share it with everybody you know. Where am I? Down in this corner, I think somewhere here. I just did this. I don't know. There's a little blue thing. It should appear sometime. I did it last night. Hit the subscribe button so you can get more and more and more of these. I'm this way. I get an inspiration. I'll just cut a video and help you out. So, see you next time we're online. Surfing Life with Malcolm. And let's go get them, Tigers. You have a great day.